Cleverer, cleaner and classier, this improved 5th generation Volkswagen Polo Super Mini remains the quality choice it's always been. It may look a little different, but the important changes lie beneath the bonnet and on the equipment list. Some fresh new engines and a bit of extra high-tech in the Golf-style cabin both aim to please loyal buyers while keeping this car class competitive against more recent rivals. As a result, this model remains very viable as a carefully conservative choice in its class. Low-key but likeable. I mentioned that there were changes beneath the bonnet. Quite a few, in fact, in the now Euro 6 compliant engine range. These include a revised diesel, now 1.4 litres in capacity. Then there's clever ACT cylinder deactivation technology at the top of the lineup, and the adoption at last of the efficient 90 PS 16-valve 1.2 litre TSI petrol unit we've seen in rival Seats and Skodas for ages, in place of the wheezy old 1.4 litre petrol unit. Aesthetic updates are limited to tweaks like this bit of extra chrome trim that connects the front fog lights and attempts to make the car look wider, though in fact it isn't. It is a couple of millimetres longer than before though, thanks to revised bumpers, below which at the front there's a larger lower air intake. Oh, and I should also talk about lights, which on plusher versions can now be LED lit, a rare feature in this class. When all said and done, a lot of the aesthetic tricks are really targeted at making this car feel as much like its larger Golf stablemate as possible. And if you didn't know that already, then you'll certainly be made more aware of the fact once inside. Dominating the dash is the same modular infotainment touchscreen that you'd find on Volkswagen's larger family hatch. 5 or 6.5 inches in size, depending on the spec that you've chosen. Otherwise, the look, feel and functionality of the controls, the clearly designated instruments and the neat switchgear should all be pretty familiar to Polo people, even though Volkswagen insists that all of it has been redesigned. Overall, it's true that there are certainly trendier choices you could make in this segment, and cars that offer up a more dynamic drive. But if you're a typical Polo person, I reckon you might quickly tire of their charms. At the end of the day, there's much to be said for an extra touch of quality and class. Seek those as your priorities, and you'll find this little Super Mini more than happy to oblige.